to another episode. Let's talk about it with David Hill. Today we're at Marcellus's home, and we're going to be talking about empowering the mind with knowledge of the law. Please welcome to the show, Marcellus.
How you doing, Mr. Hill?
All right, it's nice to see you today, and see you got a lot of law books, and just want to know about what you could tell the people that's out there about how the police pull you over, things that they have a right to say and do, and what they don't have a right to say and do.
A lot of the information I got was from YouTube itself. So I seen one video where they were talking about if they pull you over, if they have to ask you for anything, like if they have to ask you, can I search your car, things of that nature, then they're asking permission. So I mean, it's up to you to give them permission or not to search your car. That means they don't have no lawful reason to, it's not like they think you're a criminal of any sort or anything. They just searching. It's called fishing. So if you give them access to your car, then, if they find things, in plain sight, then yeah, you could get in trouble for that. So most of the time it's better to say, I don't consent to any searches or anything of that nature.
Oh, well, let's see. What about when you're walking? Because that's when you have the most trouble.
Well,
I know that you don't have to show no identification.
yeah, I mean the thing that we haven't built yet is a basis for the comprehension of what we're about to embark on, such as law. You know what I'm saying? You have to have a foundation in a sense to understand what is law. Where does law come from? You know what I'm saying? How is law established? I mean, for the most part, it's just a word, unless you have some context to relate to that word, law. Like maybe you've been in jail, or you've been pulled over, or things of that nature, or you put it in another context, you might be thinking about the law of the universe, you know what I'm saying, the law of gravity, or, there's many types of law.
Okay, now, in that type of law, see, a lot of people don't know when you were born, government holds keys to when you, what they call it, when you, like you get a car, when you register something. Okay. See, in the United States, in 1933, they established something. Everybody get a birth certificate. And they established that you get this thing called a Social Security card.
Mm.
Okay. But this is how they are able to arrest you and put you in jail. But there's another thing. It has to be a verbal agreement that you go. And here's the thing. A lot of people sign up to go to jail. I don't know that well. The law's put here, not for us. I'll tell you that now. The law's put here for them. Why would the laws put here for them? Because they work for me and you, which they're empowered. If things is not going right, the law said for him to be arrested. But here's the thing, our people today have forgot about you work for me. They flipped the script on us. I mean, let's talk about that. I mean, how did that get to be that way?
Well, first of all, like I said, you have to establish a foundation. All right. From my perspective, I've always had the perspective of that we're a conquered people. All right. So, as a conquered people, we're subject to laws and all types of illegal matters that we perceive to be legal because they've been knocked into our brains to be legal, but. The truth of the matter is, all right, we're talking about law. Are you part of the legal system?
No.
No. Are you part of the law society?
No.
No. Do you understand legalese?
Oh, yeah.
All right. But in those respects...
With me, his law does not pertain to me at all.
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty much up to you, because what's going on is that information is power.
That's right. See, I have information that a lot of people don't.
Right.
Okay? And I know how they're able to arrest you. That can never be done to me no more.
Right.
I mean, I look at how you've been taken advantage of by this thing called law. And how they make the laws up. That's supposed to be made up by me, you, your next door neighbor, or somebody out there, your cousin, your relatives out of town. Not by a few white folks inside of a room. It's inside me and your fate. That don't run with me. And when they pass the law, expect me and you to abide by it. Like I said again, you work for me, I don't work for you.
Right, but okay. So
They get their laws from what? Black Laws Dictionary. Got one here.
yeah,
Got one here. You know what I mean? Who do you think made those laws up?
the conquerors.
No. We did. And they took it. They used it on. That's Black Laws Dictionary.
Right.
You ever thought about that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. The word black on it. You know what I'm saying?
No, we the ones that came up with it, so why would it be for us?
Right. But you see, I don't look at things from that perspective
I do because it's the truth.
all right, that's fine.
You work for me. I don't work for you.
That's fine. But you know,
But
the mere fact is that I wasn't alive during that time. You know what I'm saying? I'm alive now. And in order to empower myself, I can't feed into a lot of this stuff.
I don't.
You know what I'm saying? Because information is power, right? But it's also power on both sides because we live in a dual reality. You know what I'm saying? You have the right hemisphere and the left hemisphere. So things can go both ways. If you mean good, it can also go bad. You know what I'm saying? Like light and day, boy and girl, you know what I'm saying? All those dualities exist in law and they exist in consciousness and things of that matter.
consciousness, it don't exist then. Because like I said, the laws don't pertain to me.
Exactly.
They don't pertain to you.
But why?
Why? Because I am me. I'm human.
Right, so you've made the conscious choice that ain't no
I-
man over
Like
you.
I said, let's go back to what I was talking about before. How can they arrest you? They arrest you by your birth certificate and everything else. And when your children are born, you turn them over to the state. When you sign that birth certificate, you sign your children over to the state. This is how they come in your home, take your children, and you can't do a damn thing about it.
Right. Oh, no doubt. But you get
What they
arrested
do
because...
is they make you a corporate, this is how they do it. They make you a corporation. Notice how when your mail comes in, it's in all capital letters. Notice how your children.
I live next to a graveyard.
When theirs come in, it's the same way. Why is that? Because they make you out of a corporation, pay up the national debt. So these are a lot of things that people really don't know. You know what I mean? I look at the law books, I've seen them, read them, but then I come to find out something else. Or then, or like how can they come in, the government, and just take your sovereignty? You can't have mine. So I was born here. The day I was born, I became sovereign. Why? Because this is a sovereign state. Because his laws do not pertain to me. When people know, when you find out about these things, there's a lot of study that has to go on. But when you do find out these things. These don't mean a damn thing because you can't do nothing to me. I mean, but our children out there that's lost and who are being pulled over by the police or shot down by them.
Right.
See, here's the thing about them. If you're supposed to go see the judge, but you know that judge is a judge. He could be an off-duty police officer. It's your right to question that. People don't. And then you give this officer, you give him power to be judge, jury, and executioner. To me, you're not children. I mean, talk about that there. I mean, so where's the justice?
Well, the whole thing is about self-empowerment.
Yes, it is.
Right? There's a war going on outside. No one's aware of. It's for your mind. I don't know if you know anything about octopuses, but when a predator is chasing an octopus, it releases ink, right? And what does that ink do?
It camouflages where he's disappeared to.
Right. And that's what's going on right now with all this information. You see, this information is designed to take our power away because it's distracting.
Yes, it is.
It's very distracting. To figure out one freaking single thing, you got to go through all these books. It's been created to distract you from who you are, from your own power. You know what I'm saying? It's been created, society and information has been designed to make you feel little, to make you feel like you don't belong, to make you feel like you're insignificant.
Well, that was done to me and my people a long time ago. But besides the free black people that were already here, because we were all over the world, we were the first. They know that now. You notice why they never opened up all the pyramids? Because we the only ones in them.
But I don't mean to be disrespectful or anything, but I really don't know anything about that. The only thing I know is about the experience that I'm going through. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm experiencing.
Okay.
Like one day I walked into New York and those buildings were so tall, I felt so small. This was years ago, before I started enlightening myself with information, going to the library. Did you know library in Spanish means libreria? Libreria means freedom. So there's freedom in information, but it cuts both ways.
Here's the thing, how many people go to the library to pick up a book to find out anything?
Yeah, well, a lot of people go in there for like, what is it, fiction or non-fiction?
Yes.
Sometimes I don't know my left from my right sometimes, but you know.
Let's think about this though. They go in there for the study of, okay?
Some of them just go to books they can't
afford. What you have
afford.
in school, this and that, and studying of history, which is not true history. That's white man's history. Found his history is a total lie. Yes, it is.
That's cool.
I'm talking about these things today because we still know.
But that's once
power.
again, that's where they steal your power.
Yeah.
Because you giving by you saying all that about the white man, you're giving him all that power.
No, I ain't got no power.
You're giving him all the grace.
No.
You're giving him all the faith.
Think about this. I ain't giving him nothing.
Your very words have power. What you speak to me, I listen to.
Good.
You know,
He has
and if
no power over me.
the minute you start talking about the white man, I'm listening about the white man. You gotta erase him from your vernacular.
No, you can't.
Oh, you must absolutely.
I can erase him when he's the oppressor.
You have to.
You got to erase him, period.
Listen, your power,
Move him out
let
the
me
way.
tell you what your power is. I'm going to just sum it up in one boom, like that. Your power is imagination. If you can imagine a better life, then that's what you're going to manifest. But you got to be consistent in that imagination. If you're going to imagine that life is like this, like one day the white man has no power, then you have to erase that word from your mouth. You have to erase the content that's been...
I can't erase nothing that he's ever done. See, what you'll realize is my people have been oppressed for a long time. The very laws that they use are mine.
Right, well, when we're dealing with multi-dimensions now,
white men,
we're dealing with
not
multi-dimensions.
multi-dimensions. Let's talk about him and what was taken from me, like I said, my people.
No doubt.
My heritage.
That exists.
I know my heritage.
But your heart is a bell. And the minute you ring it, it changes reality. The minute you go ding, you superimpose yourself into a different reality, but you have to manifest that reality through your imagination.
No, not imagination, truth. I don't imagine anything, it's truth.
Your truth
You know where I
is
found
your
my truth at?
imagination.
I found my truth in my own history.
Right, but how did you become that history? Did you not at some time imagine to yourself you at a later date sitting right here right now?
As a child I was looked at, this was a bunch of bullshit.
No, but I'm saying...
No, because here's the thing, I was going way back in the 60s, okay?
Oh yeah, no doubt. Me too.
The
I was in
things I've
65.
Yeah. Right. Things I've seen, horrendous things I've seen, and talk about, oh, the Holocaust of the Jews, or this, man, I give a damn about the Jews.
There's power in information.
Here's another thing. They're not Jews.
It doesn't matter.
Well, it matters to me.
But it doesn't matter. See, that's how they steal your energy. They steal your energy by taking your what you call it, your focus. Your focus. As long as your focus isn't on you and your heart, if your focus isn't on you and your heart, then you're giving your energy away.
Well, I'm not giving nothing away. I'm going to take this back.
Oh, no doubt. But it doesn't mean it's going to happen right this very moment. It might be in incremental steps. Yeah, exactly.
Takes time.
Yeah, and this is a step that you're going through right now.
The process, coming back.
Yeah. But you got to imagine a better world. If you can't see that better world, it will not exist.
I see it all.
You got to see it in your heart. The minute you see it in your heart will resonate, and it will create a reality that fits your imagination.
don't know about being past that. I'm already am.
Right.
I don't process much further. And the more I process, the more.
I'm stuck in the same bullshit too, man. Black and white and all this stuff.
Yeah,
But that's,
I know you are.
that stuff is
That's right.
designed to
You see what
separate
I'm
us.
talking about.
You see,
That's right.
you're talking about
But here's
stuff.
the thing,
You're talking about
separation
stuff. You're not talking
started-
about self.
Well, separation started a long time ago.
But I'm just saying though, that we're talking about stuff that's
Yeah,
going on
yeah,
outside.
but
We're not
here's the thing
talking
with
about
my
what's
people.
going on here.
My people sit back and still think that you still enslaved. Your mind is enslaved. There's nothing, you're around killing each other. Why would you do this? They're killing enough of us. But see, that's the hatred that they had a long time ago. And see, they still think, well, we come from slaves. No, you didn't. Here's the thing, the slave trip did come over here.
There's one book I didn't bring down, was the
The
47 Laws
slave
of Power.
ship did come here.
All right.
Those females who were pregnant on that ship,
Were you around?
their baby would have
Were
took
you
it.
around then?
Well, I gotta be around to know what happened back then. And it's still happening to people right now.
Well, I mean, that's just the way I look at things.
And-
If I
and-
wasn't
and
around,
if you
somebody else, that's secondhand information.
No, ain't no second hand, it's first hand.
Yes. All right.
It's not, no, it's not. This is
Forgive me,
history.
Mr. Hill, forgive me for it, because growing up, I didn't have no ancestors guiding me. I had to, come up shit. I grew up as a foster child and black sheep in the family and shit, so I didn't really have nobody giving me my history. So I had to come up with shit myself. I had to look for myself through myself. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I think the way I do to a certain extent. So, please forgive me if I act ignorant, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. I don't have that access to the ancestors.
To certain knowledges.
To certain knowledges
Yes.
from that perspective. But I do have access to myself and what, I've lived.
I love what you've done. You know what I mean?
That's all I can say, you know what I'm saying?
But it's a learning process.
Absolutely.
The more and more you learn, the wiser you get. Sometimes the angrier you get.
Apparently you had a lot of family who guided you along the way, you know what I'm saying, gave you
Yeah.
information and, I didn't have that, you know what I'm saying?
I
So,
did.
some of our information might not click so well because we're looking at it from two different perspectives,
Yes.
right? Because why? You live in one dimension, I live in another dimension. Only because there's time between us. For me, in order for me to get to you,
Yeah.
damn,
Yeah.
there exists time. If there exists time, then you exist somewhere else other than me. The only thing that keeps us together is that we both on the same wavelength. We're thinking, life, the general life that we live in is already set. The only thing that we can change are the attributes that exist in here. Because everything that exists is all a matter of how you perceive it. Like, for example, you buy a brand new car, Fiat. You've been walking around for years and you never really, maybe see one or two. But also you bought this car and there's Fiats everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so that's how it is when you pick up new information, you start to see things differently, you know what I'm saying? And I attribute that to, or I equate that to sort of like somebody who's buying a house. Right? You have a family who's buying a house. They know nothing about houses. Dude's accountant or whatever. He goes, he sees the house, it's beautiful, looks nice, got all the rooms they need for the children. That's all he has to go on. Now another dude comes to see the house, but he's an architect. He, designs houses for a living. He has a little more information than the other guy. He has twice as much information. Because he's an architect, he designs houses, so he can go into the house and see other things. But guess what? He may be an architect, but there's another guy who knows houses, knows construction, and knows electricity. So this guy knows 3 times as much as the last guy. So when he goes into the house, he may see problems with the electrical wiring. The first dude didn't see that. He just seen a beautiful house, seen the exterior. The second dude just seen that, the design, you know what I'm saying? He was looking for design flaws. The third dude seen the exterior, the design flaws, plus the electrical. But then guess what? There's another dude who has just as much information. He's a plumber. So now he's going to look at the plumbing and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And finally, these guys, information is power. The more you know, the bigger your world is. The more things that you see, you know what I'm saying, that are here, but we don't see them because we don't have the knowledge to see them. You know what I'm saying? So information is power in that sense. So I go back to the library, freedom, libreria, you know what I'm saying? Freedom being, information is freedom. But like I said, it cuts both ways. You have to really pick and choose in a sense, because you only have your life to guide you. You only have your own experience to guide you in the information mass highway. I equate things with my own life experience. I believe I'm pretty balanced because my life has a good flow right now. It's been constantly a beautiful flow. I mean, there's still bumps and stuff in the road, but they're necessary for me to keep growing. You know what I'm saying?
You should constantly learn.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? I'm consciously aware that every single day I'm looking for that stuff. I'm looking for the places where I stumble. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking for the places where I don't express myself to the fullest. And I'm looking for the places where there might have been an opportunity that I didn't see. You know? But I'm constantly aware of that, and I evaluate that through meditation at the end of the night when I rewind the tapes of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, like if your day went great, there's no reason to rewind the tape.
That's right.
But if you ran into some, bumps or obstacles along the day, then you might want to sit back and rewind the tape and see, what part did I play?
But still, with the law,
this thing is all over the place.
What can we tell the children about being pulled over, stopped? Because all things they have rights they don't know about. I mean, you got to.
It's not something, that's all.
I mean, for him to pull you over, he can say what he wants.
That's all bullshit. The thing you gotta realize is that you're a God.
Oh, I know that.
Okay? But in order to become a God, you have to have knowledge of self. You have to know yourself to the extent
That's what we're trying to
that you can
through what we do.
You can decide, what to eat, what to look at, what to think. You know what I'm saying? You got to get your mind to the level where you're in control, because everything works from the top down, not the down to the top. You know what I'm saying? Your head's in heaven and your feet are on earth. You know what I'm saying? So you got to work from the top down. Everything in this reality is manifested from the top. So it's obvious to use the brain, to change reality. You know what I'm saying? This is where everything happens. It's got different compartments. You got the frontal lobe, the occipital lobe, all types of lobes and shit. My earlobes. But, that's the most powerful weapon on earth is the brain. A lot of people, I was talking to a brother the other day, he talked about the brain is like the computer. Nah, nigga, they fooled you. They flipped it on you. The computer's like the brain. If it wasn't for the brain, there'd be no computer. All these things that we have in our reality are modeled after us.
Yes.
After us. All they've done is they've taken things away from you and made you look at it and make you feel like, oh, you ain't of value. You know why? We got a machine that can do that shit.
Mm-hmm. That was the thing to do. Well, we're getting ready to wrap it up. We're running out of time, but I would love to come back and sit down with you came up.
Oh, it's just like we're getting started. Just touch the iceberg, you know what I'm saying? I mean, there's a lot going on, and that's nothing, you know what I'm saying? The main thing is to have a plan to have your life unfold in a certain way. I mean, if there's certain things that you want in your life to manifest, you know what I'm saying? And maybe in the next show or somewhere down the line, we'll get a chance to lay it out word for word as a plan, so you can see it. If you can see it, then you can manifest it. You know what I'm saying? It's as simple as that. I mean, if you can't comprehend none of this stuff, then you may be just not on this level.
That's what it is. Well, people, it's another good show. Let's talk about it with David Hill. Y'all have a nice evening. Good night.